Welcome to the Regenerative Collaborative South Africa. The following is a segment from October's webinar, Transforming Waste into Value.
And we're going to start off by a presentation by our sponsor. We normally don't do this, but EWaste Africa, they're doing so many good things. So I was not going to be able to bring the message over very effectively. So with us, we have Mark Williams-Wynn. He's the CTO of EWaste Africa, and he's going to be presenting and telling us about EWaste Africa.
So I'm sure everyone's wondering why a waste management company is interested in sponsoring or being involved with an event about the built environment. And hopefully by the end of this short presentation, you'll understand a bit more about why we're so excited to be a part of this and what we are doing as a company. So we are an environmentally friendly electronic and lighting waste recycling company. So the big problem with e-waste is that it has this materials in it. And so e-waste comprises anything that uses electricity to operate. So for the built environment, that's very much your solar panels, your batteries, and even your lighting, your light bulbs, etc. And so all of these materials have hazardous components, or they use finite materials that need to be recycled and recovered to ensure that we kind of enter into a circular economy. And there's also legislated compliance. So I'm not sure, not many people know, but all e-waste, which includes lighting waste, is actually banned from landfill. And then there's also what's called extended producer responsibility, which makes producers of electronic equipment responsible for the end-of-life management of it. So they have targets that they have to meet. And so all of this means that there's a dire need for recycling of the e-waste because it can't just be sent to landfill. And that's where we come in. November now is our 10-year anniversary. So we've been around for 10 years now. We started in Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu-Natal, and we operated Africa's first light bulb recycling plant back 10 years ago. And since then, we have expanded into all electronic waste, and we are ISO accredited as well. And the big reason why we're excited to be a part of this program is because we are looking at the solar and making interlocking pavers from the solar panels that we recycle. We also are in the process of rolling out collection bins for e-waste at the Pick n Pay stores across the country. So the three major things that we look at is your light bulbs. So our plant can process upwards of 20 million light bulbs per year. And then e-waste in general, so that's anything else that uses electricity or a battery to operate. And then your PV modules. So we have a plant that we built that can process 20,000 PV modules per year, which is actually a small drop in the bucket of what is going to be expected or needed to be recycled. So this is just a brief overview of the different types, and just to give you an example of the types of e-waste that we recycle. But I actually want to focus on solar because this is the key reason why we are sponsoring this webinar and why we are interested in the built environment. So solar, there's about 25 million modules installed in South Africa, and that's across solar farms to individual households to industrial facilities. And the modules have a lifespan of somewhere between 5 and 30 years. This depends on the grade, depends on what the conditions they're exposed to, how they're handled, how they're installed, etc., etc. So Green Cape estimated that there are about 900 tons of PV waste that would be produced in 2024, and this will go up to 2,000 tons in 2026 and continue to grow upward to get up to, I think, by 2040s, you're looking at 40 to 50,000 tons of PV waste. And all of these are obviously banned from landfill. About 90% of the module is glass. The rest is aluminium frame, etc. And the glass is in a laminate, so it has the silicon layer sandwiched between either glass and 2 layers of glass or glass and plastic. So the reason I'm telling you about the glass is South Africa is a great food-grade glass recycler. Almost all of the food-grade glass that we produce in the country is recycled. Other types of glass we're not so good at, and that's anything from your soda float glass for windows, etc., to your shatterproof glass for vehicles or for windows, and then your glass from lighting waste and solar panels. And so with this lack of recycling, it means that blast from these sources is actually a problem. There's nothing to do with it. Most of it is ending up in landfills, which is obviously wasting landfill space. So at EWaste Africa, we have developed these pavers that we are manufacturing, which contain about 50% glass, or they replace about 50% of the virgin materials that would normally be used in an interlocking paver. And to date, we've recycled over 300 tons of PV modules. So I don't really understand what this compressive strength is, but this is the tests that we did on the pavers, and the pavers have a compressive strength of 10.5 MPa. My understanding is that is about the equivalent of what would be needed for a brick that you would be using to build a double-story house, but I'm sure the audience is better and more familiar with this, what this entails. So we are in the process of looking at Green Star or Green certification to enable these pavers to be used for Green Star buildings to give a sustainable green solution for these buildings. So our current plant in KZN can process around 500 tons per annum, and we are planning a plant for next year to open in Cape Town, and that will be able to process around 2,500 tons of solar panels a year. Some of the key reasons why we are in the e-waste business and are looking at recycling are the CO2 savings that we can generate through recycling and refurbishment of electronic equipment, as well as obviously diverting waste from landfill. And then there's also energy savings that can be achieved through recycling, because the products, say for example, let's say copper, if you are producing virgin copper, your energy use in the production process is significantly higher than if you are recycling it. And we are actually aiming to, by 2030, to get up to 10,000 tons of e-waste recycled, which will unlock up to 5,000 tons of CO2 emission reduction. Another important aspect and another important reason why we operate is job creation. So obviously South Africa needs jobs to be created. And at the moment we have 38 employees. We are aiming to get to 200 employees by 2030, and we believe that this is achievable because of the increase in the demand for recycling through the ban from landfill and EPR. So we have 3 facilities, 2 of which are licensed for the recycling of hazardous waste, the one in KwaZulu-Natal and the one in Gauteng. And then we recently opened a small facility in Cape Town, but we will be opening a larger facility in the coming months or the next year or so. So that's all from my side, and I hope that everyone enjoys this webinar.
Thanks, Mark. Don't you want to quickly tell us about the awards?
So that was I missed that. So last week we were actually the recipients of, well, the winners of the V&A Waterfront Circular Innovation Prize. So these pavers that we're producing were selected by the judges as a great example of circularity in producing new products. So we were very excited by that award, and it's something that showcases that these pavers are something that is going to be useful and they're now award-winning pavers, should we say.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's really amazing work what you guys are doing. So there's a quick question from James, which I'm going to allow because it was on my my lips as well. Do you sell your carbon credits that you generate?
We are working on that at the moment. So hopefully within the next few months, we will be able to sell those as well, which will also assist our customers by, obviously, if we can sell that side of thing, we can bring our pricing down, hopefully.
Yeah. Let me know when they're available. I have some projects that we can use them on. That would be great.
Thank you for watching this video segment from October's webinar, Transforming Waste into Value. Like and subscribe for more inspirational content.